Straight ahead on News 20 at 5, increasing enrollments require Leon County School District to expand on portables. Find out which two 12-year-old boys are going to Future Stars championships in Colorado, and Nelson Mandela turns 94. These stories and more, your evening news starts now.
From the highest of 7 hills in Florida's capital city, covering every corner of the Big Bend, this is the award-winning News 20 at 5 Live.
Good evening. I'm Jason Brown with your evening newscast. The recession has a lot more families turning to cremation instead of normal funeral. Average cost for a burial is around $7,700. With cremations, it's only around $1,200, or according to American Heritage Society.
Experiencing more cremations. It is a direct result of the economy, and correct, families, a lot of the families are reluctant, but they're in a position where that's the only alternative.
While some are finding cheaper ways to bury their loved ones, others are trying to find ways to prevent deaths among infants. The Capital Area Healthy Start Coalition is working hard to inform mothers on ways to prevent their child's risk of death.
What causes infant mortality is a lack of knowledge. A lot of women are not familiar with folic acid, which is a vitamin B supplement that they should take on a daily basis, whether they're not pregnant or whether they are.
Some Florida mothers are getting high while pregnant, and it's not only affecting them, but their unborn babies. The Florida Agency for Healthcare Administration shows that in 2010, over 1,300 babies have withdrawal symptoms, not only from illegal drugs, but prescription drugs also.
Some Florida mothers are getting high on drugs and not alone. It's being passed to their unborn. The Florida Agency for Healthcare Administration reported 354 babies with withdrawal symptoms in 2006. In 2010, it skyrocketed to 1,374. Illegal drugs aren't the only source. Prescription medicine is becoming popular too. Dr. McKendrick says it's essential for mothers to become properly nourished, especially during pregnancy. The use of drugs has a negative effect on the fetus.
Being addicted when they were born, and so their bodies are having to withdraw from the drug. Doesn't say that these children don't recover, because they do, and they have.
While some kids are working hard to overcome their withdrawals, these two kids are working hard to win. Here's more with Chelsea McDonald.
These two are not the typical 12-year-olds because they are only 2 of the 3 boys in the Southeast region who are going to the National Future Stars Championship.
My coach Nikolai and Coach Jim, they chose me and Jeb to go to Future Stars Colorado. They thought we were ready and we were good.
In October, the best friends qualified for nationals at the regional meet in Atlanta, Georgia. They practice 6 days a week, and they are never scared of trying new somersaults and backflips.
It's just exciting, it's just, it never gets old. There's just new things on and on. For other sports, you just work at it, but the same things, there's just always something new.
This type of positive attitude keeps the boys focused. Their coach Nikolai says that they are a couple of clowns, but these jokesters know when to settle down and work on their skills. Chase and Jeb are ready to conquer nationals. They'll be competing against 45 other boys nationwide. The competition features 9 different events, which include Chase's favorite, the rings, and Jeb's favorite, the high bars. Coach Nikolai has been in their footsteps before. The retired gymnast will be traveling with them to the championship in Colorado Springs, Colorado.
It's a one-day competition, and they go through the normal 6 events, the 6 men's events: floor, pommel horse, rings, vault, parallel bars, and horizontal bar. And then there's an additional 3 events that they'll do: flexibility, trampoline, and then in their case, because of their age, a range strength routine.
Gym Force Gymnastics has had a total of 16 people to make it to nationals, including Jeb. This will be his 2nd year going to compete. The boys plan to jump and spring their way to the top. For News 20 at 5, I'm Chelsea McDonald.
While those two are working hard on their indoor playground, the city of Tallahassee is working on building a new outdoor park for people to enjoy. This 24-acre park cost an estimated amount $30 million. Construction began in July 2010 and hopes to be finished and open to the public by October. Program manager Dave Schneider of Blueprint 2000 explains the reasons for the signature project.
The project is first and foremost a stormwater project that's going to take water that comes down Franklin Boulevard through Cascades Park in a buried concrete box culvert system and dumps into a pond in the lower end of the park.
Over the years, Franklin Boulevard has been known to flood drastically due to heavy rain and poor drainage system. Coming up after the break, Jaden will visit the nation's capital. A 16-year-old trains for the Olympics, and it's finally the end of Linsanity. All that and more. You're watching News 20 at 5. We'll be right back.
Remember when imagination could take us anywhere? It still can. Destination Imagination is an extraordinary after-school activity that lets any child experience creativity, teamwork, and problem solving. Parents and teachers, start a Destination Imagination team and let your child begin the journey of a lifetime.
Florida A&M University students have explored international cultures while discovering what they can become.
From Hong Kong working as a camp counselor to the Dominican Republic for the Study Abroad program, I discovered my passion for international studies. As Miss FAMU, the university has prepared me to represent my institution in the global market.
Discover what you can become.
Descubrir lo que puede llegar a ser.
Yeah, what she said. For more information about our Study Abroad program, visit discoverfamu.com.
Welcome back. State-imposed limits on class size in Florida. This state-imposed limit on class size has affected teachers' salaries. The legislature wanted the classrooms to receive more individualized instruction. However, with no money and extra space received, thousands of teaching units have disappeared while population continues to increase.
Although we have fewer kids in classrooms, we have less classes that we're able to offer. I have less ability to offer new courses, and sometimes I can't offer the courses that my kids actually want.
Speaking of students, 16-year-old Ariel Singh prepares for the Olympics to represent the United States. More with Richard Ross.
School is out, and while other teenagers may play a little ping pong this summer, 16-year-old Ariel Singh has a much different summer vacation plan. She's going to the Olympics. Singh will represent the U.S. in women's table tennis in London, her first attempt at Olympic glory.
When I made the Olympic team, I just felt so lucky. Going to the Olympics is about representing your country. It's about the flag that, you're holding up. So when I go to the Olympics, I'm going to fight for every single point. I'm going to try until the very, very end because I want to bring home a medal for my country.
Ariel started playing table tennis at age 7, and early on in her career, she gained a pretty notable fan, Warren Buffett.
Well, I met Uncle Warren when I was 9 years old. It was his 75th birthday party, and as a gift, one of his friends decided to give him a table tennis lesson from a local coach. And the local coach thought it'd be funny if there was just this little girl that came and also played, and that little girl just happened to be me. He's just been really nice, been so supportive, and he's given me a lot of advice.
Ariel's journey to London hasn't been without sacrifice. A junior in high school, every day she wakes up at 7 a.m. to practice before school. After morning classes, her dad picks her up for lunch and a quick nap in the car on her way to another round of practice. 2 sessions, each 2 to 3 hours. Finally returning home for dinner and, of course, homework before bed.
I really do try to balance my academics and table tennis because in the U.S. it's really hard to become a professional player and make a living out of it. Well, I want to go to Stanford University. That's just always been my dream.
Even with all the added responsibility and pressure, Ariel's still a 16-year-old kid at heart, so she's got some teenage-style expectations for her first Olympics.
I'm really excited to be able to stay in the Olympic Village with so many other athletes. I really want to meet Michael Phelps and get a picture with him. I think that'd be amazing. Sorry.
Maybe she will bring home the title and celebrate in the nation's capital. Jada Pinkett Smith and her husband Will Smith visited the nation's capital at Capitol Hill recently. Ms. Smith testified before the Senate Foreign Relations Committee on the fight against human trafficking and slavery. She stated that there are an estimated 27 million slaves worldwide, which is more than any point in history, and she feels that students should be educated about these issues.
Willing and very capable to lead us in these efforts as well. So I think that that could also be an aspect of our education and learning, continue to learn what this is about and what it looks like.
Jada is working hard to tackle this issue and spread the word around the United States. NBA rising sensation Jeremy Lin has made a huge name for himself around the United States and is wondering, will the reign of Linsanity be over in New York?
Last season's Linsanity may be wilting in New York's summer heat. The success of Jeremy Lin, Harvard-educated, Asian-American, undrafted by the National Basketball Association, had fans cheering around the globe. He had been cut by 2 other teams before the New York Knicks gave him a chance. His first few weeks were spent sleeping on his brother's couch. Then he became the Knicks' starting point guard and helped return the team to the playoffs.
Lin came in, was this exciting new story, came out of nowhere, and I think quite reasonably this offseason wanted to, he didn't want to live on a couch anymore. He wanted to be able to make his money.
And making money is what he will do. Lin received a monumental offer from the Houston Rockets, 3 years, $25 million, which the Knicks are reportedly unlikely to match. Teammate Carmelo Anthony, who had called the Houston contract offer ridiculous, didn't sound optimistic about Lin's return.
It's really up to him at this point in time. I mean, there's really nothing we can do. We just sit back and wait and see what happens.
Lin had been considered a lock to re-sign with the Knicks, but the NBA's labor agreement meant to re-sign Lin would cost the team more than $50 million due to league contract rules and luxury taxes. Not only that, the Knicks had brought in veteran guard Jason Kidd to tutor Lin. Those plans took a hit when Kidd was arrested for driving while intoxicated last weekend. Fans who assumed Lin would be part of the Knicks' future now don't know what to think.
I would totally sign him. Hopefully he stays here, but the Knicks have more important things to worry about than Jeremy Lin.
He should be grateful to be a Knick. Knicks gave him a chance.
On Sports Talk Radio, the mood was realistic. WFAN's Mike Francesa said the Knicks simply couldn't afford to match the Houston offer.
You are going to take away any flexibility the franchise has for the next 2 years. It doesn't make sense.
But for others, signing Lin is simply part of the business of basketball.
Of all the problems the Knicks have had over the last 20 years, the one thing they've been good at is spending money. They've been willing to pay for talent and for big names. That's why it's so surprising that they would draw the line in the sand now.
For next season, Knicks fans may be left with Jeremy Lin in name only. Richard Roth, CNN, New York.
Coming up, a closer look at Nelson Mandela and his 94th birthday. We'll be right back.
Florida A&M University students have explored international cultures while discovering what they can become.
From Hong Kong working as a camp counselor to the Dominican Republic for the Study Abroad program, I discovered my passion for international studies. As Miss FAMU, the university has prepared me to represent my institution in the global market.
Discover what you can become.
Descubrir lo que puede llegar a ser.
Yeah, what she said. For more information about our Study Abroad program, visit discoverfamu.com.
Every day, our brave troops and their families stand up for us.
For years, we've asked so much of so few.
Now we have a chance to serve these heroes.
To give time, offer comfort, or lend a hand.
To ease the burden on a military family.
Let's honor their service by volunteering ours.
And we're back. July 18, 2009 was designated Nelson Mandela Day, an international celebration of his legacy and a day dedicated to promoting global peace. This past Mandela Day marked Nelson Mandela's 94th birthday, and he celebrated with his friends and family. That'll wrap it up for us tonight. Thanks for watching your evening news on Channel 20. Remember to visit us at FAMUTVnews.com or follow us on Twitter /News20 at 5 for more news updates. I'm Jason Brown.